Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wherever you are in the world, I want you to stop what you're doing for the next few minutes, because what I'm about to share with you could genuinely change the way you move, the way you feel, and the way you live for the rest of your life. Here is something most doctors will never say out loud in their office. Your legs are not just getting weaker because you're getting older. Your legs are getting weaker because nobody told you what to feed them. And there is a massive difference between those two things. One is a sentence, the other is a solution. Today I'm going to give you that solution. 6 specific foods ranked from helpful to absolutely transformational that can rebuild your leg strength, restore your muscle tissue, and give you back the stability and confidence you thought were gone forever. Now, before I go any further, let me share something that stopped me cold when I first read it. A landmark study published by the Journal of the American Geriatric Society found that adults over the age of 65 who experienced significant lower body muscle weakness had a 72% higher risk of mobility disability within 5 years, and an alarming increase in fall-related hospitalizations, nursing home admissions, and early mortality. 72%. That is not a small number. That is nearly 3 out of 4 people who could have intervened earlier but didn't because they didn't know what we now know about nutrition, muscle biology, and the aging body. And I'll tell you right now, the number 1 food on this list is something you probably have in your kitchen right now. Something you may have even been told to avoid. And something that researchers at Harvard Medical School now believe is one of the most powerful muscle protective compounds available to humans over the age of 60. I'm going to save that one for last, because once you hear it, you'll never look at your grocery list the same way again. But before we dive into the list, I want to ask you something personal. Leave a comment below telling me how old you are and whether you've noticed your legs feeling weaker, heavier, or less stable than they used to be. Maybe going upstairs feels harder. Maybe you've had a near fall. Maybe getting up from a chair takes more effort than it once did. I read every single comment on this channel, every one, and your story might be the reason someone else finds this video and changes their life. So please, take 30 seconds and share with me. Now let's begin. We are counting down from 6 to 1, from powerful to life-changing. Coming in at number 6, and this one surprises almost everyone I tell it to. Eggs. I know, you've heard the egg debate your entire life. They raise your cholesterol. They're bad for your heart. Put them down. Walk away. And I am here to tell you, with the weight of current nutritional science behind me, that this advice, especially for adults over 60, was one of the most damaging pieces of health guidance ever widely circulated. Because here is what eggs actually do for your aging legs. Eggs are one of the most complete sources of leucine on the planet. Now, leucine is an amino acid, and if that term is unfamiliar to you, think of leucine as the key that starts the engine of muscle protein synthesis, the biological process by which your body actually builds and repairs muscle tissue. After the age of 65, your body develops what researchers call anabolic resistance. That means your muscles become stubborn. They no longer respond as efficiently to protein signals. They need a stronger trigger to get the same response. Leucine is that trigger, and 2 large whole eggs deliver approximately 1.6 grams of leucine, which research from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign found was sufficient to meaningfully stimulate muscle protein synthesis, even in older adults with significant anabolic resistance. But here's what makes eggs special beyond leucine. The yolk, the part everyone told you to throw away, contains choline, vitamin D, and a remarkable compound called phosphatidylcholine that helps maintain the integrity of your muscle cell membranes. As we age, those membranes become more fragile, less capable of holding on to the nutrients that muscles need to contract and recover. The yolk essentially acts as a protective coating for your muscle cells. Throwing it away is like buying a car and leaving the engine at the dealership. A patient of mine, Margaret, 74, from Sarasota, Florida, came to me after her second fall in 6 months. She was terrified of her own staircase. She had been on a low-fat diet for over a decade, avoiding eggs completely on the advice of an older physician. We added 3 whole eggs per day to her morning routine. Within 8 weeks, she told me she walked up her stairs without holding the railing for the first time in 2 years. That is not a coincidence. That is leucine, choline, and vitamin D doing exactly what the science says they should do. For best results, eat 2 to 3 whole eggs in the morning, ideally with a small amount of healthy fat like olive oil or avocado, which we'll discuss shortly. The fat improves absorption of the fat-soluble vitamins in the yolk. Do not scramble them in a dry pan. Light heat, gentle cooking preserves the integrity of the proteins. Moving to number 5 on our countdown, wild-caught salmon. If your legs feel heavy, if they cramp at night, if they ache when you wake up in the morning, there is a very good chance that chronic inflammation is quietly destroying your muscle tissue while you sleep. And wild-caught salmon is one of nature's most potent anti-inflammatory weapons ever discovered. The active compounds here are EPA and DHA omega-3 fatty acids. Think of inflammation in your muscle tissue like a forest fire. It starts small, burns constantly at a low level, and over years and decades, it chars everything around it. The muscle fibers, the connective tissue, the nerve pathways that send signals from your brain to your legs. EPA and DHA are the water-bombing aircraft. They don't just soothe the fire, they chemically neutralize the inflammatory compounds, specifically prostaglandins and cytokines that your body produces in increasing amounts after the age of 60. A study from the University of Aberdeen in Scotland followed 87 adults over the age of 65 for 18 weeks. The group that consumed omega-3 fatty acids, equivalent to approximately 3 servings of wild salmon per week, experienced a 22% increase in muscle protein synthesis rate compared to the control group. 22%! That is not a supplement, that is a fish. Salmon also provides vitamin D3, the active form of vitamin D that your skin can no longer produce efficiently after the age of 70. Research published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology found that vitamin D deficiency, affecting an estimated 77% of adults over 65, is directly associated with muscle weakness, impaired balance, and an elevated risk of sarcopenia. 1 6-ounce serving of wild-caught sockeye salmon delivers up to 988 IU of vitamin D3. The recommended daily minimum for adults over 70 is 800 IU. You get it in one meal. Eat salmon 2 to 3 times per week. Wild-caught is critically important. Number 4. Spinach and dark leafy greens. After the age of 75, your body loses approximately 35% of its ability to recycle nitric oxide, a molecule that regulates blood flow. When nitric oxide levels fall, circulation to your leg muscles suffers. Nutrients can't get in. Waste can't get out. Spinach, kale, Swiss chard, and arugula are rich in dietary nitrates, which your body converts back into nitric oxide. A study from the Karolinska Institute found that nitrate intake equivalent to about 200 grams of spinach improved muscle efficiency in older adults by 19%. Spinach is also rich in magnesium. 1 cup of cooked spinach delivers about 157 milligrams, roughly 37% of your daily requirement. Number 3, Greek yogurt. A single cup contains 17 to 20 grams of high-quality protein and key amino acids like leucine, isoleucine, and valine. It is highly bioavailable, meaning your muscles can use it efficiently. It also contains probiotics that support the gut-muscle axis. A healthy gut improves nutrient absorption and muscle recovery. For best results, eat Greek yogurt within 30 to 45 minutes after activity. Number 2, beets. Beets are extremely rich in nitrates, 3 to 4 times more concentrated than leafy greens. They improve blood flow, oxygen delivery, and even brain control of movement. A study from Wake Forest University found a 38% increase in blood flow to brain regions responsible for motor control after beet consumption. Beets also contain betaine, which protects muscle cells and supports energy production. Roast them or blend them with citrus for best results. And now, number 1, extra virgin olive oil. This is one of the most powerful muscle protective foods available. It contains oleocanthal, a compound that acts like a natural anti-inflammatory, similar to ibuprofen, but without harmful side effects. A study from the University of Athens found that adults over 65 who consumed at least 4 tablespoons daily had a 37% lower risk of sarcopenia. Olive oil also activates the mTOR pathway, which controls muscle growth and protects mitochondrial function. Use 4 tablespoons daily on eggs, vegetables, fish, or legumes. These 6 foods work together as a system. Combined consistently, they dramatically improve strength, mobility, and overall health. Let me leave you with this. You are not meant to become a passenger in your own life. You are not meant to fear stairs, skip activities, or hold back from living fully. Muscle tissue retains its ability to grow and repair even into your 80s and beyond. The body wants to rebuild. It is waiting for the right materials. Starting today, give it those materials. Eggs, salmon, spinach, Greek yogurt, beets, and olive oil. These are simple, accessible foods with extraordinary power. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these foods will you add first? How have your legs been feeling? Until next time, eat well, move daily, and never stop believing that your best years are still ahead of you.